Have you ever had a moment late at night or early in the morning when everything is quiet and you suddenly feel it? Not pain, not illness, but something deeper, a quiet sense that your body is slowing down, that it's not responding the way it used to, that something inside you is changing. And the most unsettling part is this. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, so slowly that you almost don't notice it. Until one day, you do. After the age of 70, the body doesn't shout when something is wrong. It whispers through small changes, everyday moments, things that feel easy to ignore. But those quiet signals, they matter more than you think. Today, we're going to talk about 7 warning signs, subtle, often overlooked, that your body may be quietly shutting down. Not to scare you, but to help you see what you may have been missing. Stay with me, because one of these may feel very familiar. The first sign is a kind of fatigue that feels different. Not the tiredness you feel after doing too much, but the kind that stays even when you've done very little. You wake up and you're already tired. You sit down to rest, but the energy doesn't come back. It's as if your body is no longer recharging the way it used to. Walter, 73, once said something simple but powerful. I don't feel exhausted. I just never feel fully awake anymore. He still followed his routine, still woke up at the same time. But something had changed. That quiet, persistent fatigue is often one of the earliest signs that the body's systems are slowing down. The second sign is when your appetite begins to disappear. Not suddenly, but gradually. You skip a meal, then another. Not because you choose to, but because you simply don't feel hungry. And over time, eating becomes less important, less enjoyable. Eleanor, 79, used to cook every day. It was part of her identity, but slowly she stopped. I just don't feel like eating anymore, she said. Weeks passed, then months, and without realizing it, her body became weaker. Appetite is more than hunger. It is a signal of life, of maintenance, of strength. And when it fades quietly, it's something we should never ignore. The third sign is a change in how you move. Not falling, not injury, just hesitation. You take a step and pause. You stand up and steady yourself. You walk, but not with the same confidence. At first, it feels small, but over time, it changes how you live. Frank, 82, began holding onto the table when he stood up, then the wall, and anything nearby. I just want to be careful, he said. But that carefulness slowly turned into limitation. Movement is freedom. And when movement begins to fade, life begins to shrink with it. The fourth sign is your sleep, or more precisely, the lack of true rest. You go to bed, but your body doesn't fully relax. You wake up, but you don't feel restored. Maybe it's waking up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. every night. Maybe it's lying there, unable to fall back asleep. Helen, 74, said it best. I sleep, but I don't rest. And over time, that lack of rest begins to show in your energy, in your mood, in your clarity. Sleep is where the body repairs itself. And when that repair is interrupted, the effects don't come all at once. They build slowly, quietly. The fifth sign is when your mind feels just a little different. Not completely lost, not dramatic, just slower. You forget small things. You lose track of conversations. You search for words that used to come easily. James, 78, once laughed it off. It's just age, he said. But over time, it became harder to ignore. Mental clarity is deeply connected to overall health. And when it begins to shift, it's often a sign that something deeper is changing. The sixth sign is something many people never talk about. You begin to withdraw, not because you're sad, not because you don't care, but because everything feels like too much effort. Going out, talking, engaging. It all feels heavier than it used to. Margaret, 76, stopped attending her weekly gatherings. I just don't feel like myself there anymore, she said. So she stayed home. One day, then another, then many, and slowly her world became smaller, quieter, and lonelier. This quiet withdrawal is one of the most powerful signals of all. The seventh sign is not one thing. It's everything. A general slowing down of life. Less energy, less movement, less interest, less connection. Nothing dramatic, just less. And that less adds up until one day you realize you're not living the same way you once did. But here's the truth that matters most. These signs are not the end. They are not a final sentence. They are signals, messages, a quiet way your body is asking for attention, for care, for change. And even now, there's still time to move a little more, to eat a little better, to reconnect, even in small ways. Not perfectly, not all at once, but gently, because sometimes the smallest step can change the direction of everything. Now, take a moment and ask yourself honestly, which of these signs have you felt? Which one have you noticed, but perhaps ignored? You're not alone in this, and your experience matters. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Someone out there may be feeling the same way, and your words could help them more than you realize. If this video spoke to you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need it today. Because sometimes understanding is the first step toward living better. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.